What's up, guys, and welcome to the first official day of CES. We're about to jump into the convention floor. Let's see what we can find.
Buckle up.
So we are here at the InWin booth, and we're checking out a couple really cool products that they're coming out with this year. One of my favorites is got to be the A1 Plus. Now, they came out with the A1 last year with Qi wireless charging on top and RGB on the bottom. They've changed it up a little bit though, thus the plus in the name. So the Qi wireless charger is quite a bit more powerful, and it'll be able to charge pretty much any Qi compatible device, from wireless gaming mice or keyboards to your cell phone. They've also upgraded the RGB on the bottom from the standard rainbow RGB to individually addressable RGB. The power supply has also gotten a pretty significant bump as well, going from a 500 watt 80 plus bronze to a 650 watt 80 plus gold. This is going to be available very shortly for about $199, which is an absolutely fantastic price for really a premium case. Another thing InWin's bringing back is the 904, reimagined with a couple more modern features. They're calling it the 905. Honestly, one of the more beautiful cases they've ever made. A couple of the main changes on here are, you'll notice the tempered glass is pretty much seamless. The way it works is there's a little tab on the back, you pop that out, and the glass pops right off. They've also upgraded radiator support in this. This will support up to a 360mm radiator on the bottom, and technically a 240 on the front, although that might be a little bit squeezed. And as usual, InWin always brings something very, very unique to the party, and they've gone a completely different direction from the last couple of years with the Orb, more focusing on the technical aspects. This year, it's all about art. This right here is the Z Tower. It is a sand-casted aluminum tower that weighs about 130 pounds by itself. It obviously holds a computer inside of it, but that's really not the point of this. This is just a work of art. Now, quantities of their limited edition cases are always very, very tight. This one's going to be even more so. They're only producing 60 units of this worldwide. Only 10 of those will actually make it to the US. And last but not least, InWin is also introducing a brand new series of RGB fans. These are their Crown series, known as the AC140 and the AC120. Obviously available in both sizes. And they claim these are going to be pretty much the crown jewel of static pressure fans.
So we're walking the floor of CES, and what catches my eye? None other than these Morph pressure-sensitive trackpads here. But to give you an idea of what these things are capable of, they've set up this little visualizer, and you can use a brush to sort of sense what type of pressure there is. And now you can see when I touch very lightly, it barely, well, it registers obviously, but it recognizes that it's light pressure. Now I can press harder, the ink gets darker. So you touch lightly, touch heavy, you can move it all over. I wonder how much, like, oh, look at that. All over the pad. That's impressive. Now, apparently, we've got these Sensel touchpad overlays that allow you to do other stuff. Right here, we got a sweet drum machine, and you guys can't hear it, which is unfortunate, but you've got these pressure-sensitive pads with drum sounds built in. And it seems to, at least with this studio program they've got running, recognize instantly when you switch over. Now I've got a keyboard playing melodic stuff. This is incredible. It's pressure sensitive, and apparently there's other things too, where you can move your fingers in certain ways and modulate the tones and all that sort of stuff.
Down here, we have down here, but if you move it, right? And it's going to show you the digital too, right? Yeah, we're light pressure, heavy pressure. Just slide those.
Oh, that's
Just finished up with the Pimax booth here at CES, and number one, it was a little surreal to see my own picture on their wall. But number two, I did get to try out a couple of their new products, including the new Knuckle-based controllers. And while the fit, they're still adjusting the fit. I really like the ability to let go of the controller and still have it track my fingers, still have it track the controller in 3D space, but have a feeling that I can actually let go of something. I also got the opportunity to try their OLED display, and the complaints that I had about the display in the Pimax 5K Plus, especially with color saturation and brightness, those are completely gone. I haven't seen a more clear, crisp, or vivid display in VR yet, so very, very impressive. As I mentioned in the review, I had a little bit of trouble getting the Leap Motion demos working. Now, the one that I did get working worked just fine in my house, but I finally got to try a couple of them here with some particle effects, and what would make a really good dancing display. But I was very, very impressed with the range at which it could track your movements of your hands. It was having no problem doing gestures all the way out in front of my hands, even when my fingers were occluded from the cameras. And the height and width that I could track my hands with as well were almost as wide as the visual range that I had. Up high, they disappeared a little bit earlier than I would like to see, but I could put my hands down by my waist, straight down from the headset, and it would still track my hands and the position of my fingers. So very, very cool to see that tech coming around. And finishing up with Pimax, I just demoed their eye tracking, which is still very, very early development, but I've got to say I was really impressed with how accurate the eye tracking was. A very brief calibration by focusing on 5 points on the screen, and then they put me into a whack-a-mole game. And you control the game by just staring at the moles, and when you stare at them, they vanish. Very, very easy to do, very intuitive, no training necessary, and like I said, I was very impressed with the accuracy of that system. That's going to do it for day one here at CES on the show floor. We saw a lot of really cool products. Really excited from the new cases from InWin. The touch-sensitive pads really had me kind of surprised with how well they worked. So we're going to go grab some dinner, head back to the hotel room, do some editing, and we will see you all tomorrow.